Hey everyone, welcome back to our coverage of the Elite 11 and the opening now, day 3 out here in California. I'm Marc Givler, joined by NevadaBuck. This is the BuckeyeScoop.com Elite 11 opening coverage bonus episode. We've got day 3 reaction. Interesting day because the Elite 11 wrapped up this morning, and then immediately we moved to the opening, which did its kind of training camp drill work. So we'll kind of piece this together step by step. We're going to talk about the Elite 11 wrapping up first. Today was the accuracy challenge, so we were right. We talked about that yesterday, probably doing the accuracy challenge today. That's what happened. Quinn Ewers, I thought, did really well. It was kind of a bunched group. A lot of the scores were really close. I think he ended up finishing in the top third or so. There's 20 guys here. I think he finished like 7th in the accuracy challenge. Nevada, what did you think, I guess, of Ewers, finish here on day 3 and the whole accuracy challenge?
Well, the setup was an interesting one. It was, you watch all the guys go through, and there was a couple of things. One, it was physically demanding. I mean, it was hot out there for the guys that went later in the competition, and they were making maybe 30 throws in rapid succession, moving from station to station, and a lot of guys were just wearing down. And what you notice is the guys that generally got off to good starts, that kind of continued on through, and Ewers was just a little off. He wasn't putting it right. He was hitting the target, but he wasn't going right through the target. And but he stood in there. You didn't wilt. Went through the whole progressions and really really battled. And I thought it was fun. I know he was unhappy with the outcome, and I think he wanted to be a little bit sharper. But he was. I'd say he was good, but not great today in that particular challenge. And Cade Klubnik had kind of gone into that as the leader, and he won the mega target challenge, and so I think he probably is going to finish on top of the Elite 11 competition with Ewers in second, which is a great result for the t-shirt and shorts people, and it's a good 3 days of fun for Quinn.
Yeah, I thought I kind of asked him about it after the accuracy challenge, and just so he is so used to throwing from different arm slots and off platform and everything. And what happens in this challenge is a lot of these kids really limp to the finish, like literally and figuratively. It takes so much out of your legs. You're doing 5 and 7 step drops in just rapid fire. And it just, guys were just really struggling to finish the drill. And what happens when the legs go are, the mechanics fall apart. And so guys start, dropping their arm and throwing from weird angles and just, not getting their midsection, rotating and firing. And everything falls apart mechanically. And so I asked Quinn, I said, did that actually help? Does the fact that you are constantly throwing from all sorts of different arm angles and you actually practice that stuff, does it actually help you when you get really, really tired and the mechanics can break down? And he agreed that it did. It helped him finish the drill because these other guys are not used to throwing, from 3/4 arm or something like that. And he is. So it actually, he kind of had a bit of an advantage on that. But yeah, it was one of those things where I don't think he had any terrible throws. I think all his throws were really good. They just, he was hitting the target versus getting it through the target, which, there's a little bit of a difference there in terms of the points. But everything I thought was really solid. I thought he was consistently good throughout the drill. Was there anyone that jumped out to you today? We've talked about Quinn obviously here. Is there anyone that jumped out to you today specifically?
Well, Malik Murphy, who's the guy we've been talking about all week, I thought he had a better day today. I thought he was great the first day, took kind of a step back the second day. I thought he was really good today. I thought Devin Brown was really good. Ty Simpson was really good. A lot of really good quarterbacks out here, and but it was fun seeing them all next to each other because you can see, the relative strengths and weaknesses, and then, we'll talk about this a little bit more as we go into this, but then to see him in the 7-on-7 situation, which is now calling for, rapid delivery, quick decision making, and going to the right spot. That the differences really started to become apparent between the quarterbacks. So I think we had a really good day of quarterback analysis this last 24 hours for sure.
I have to shout out Drew Aller. We were talking about how guys were getting gassed. Drew did a puke and rally halfway through the drill, which was amazing to watch, actually. So what a tribute to Northeast Ohio to puke and rally like that. That's like, I think puking and rallying is like a Northeast Ohio pastime. So to see him do that at the Elite 11 was incredible. Got a little sick there about halfway through, and then finished the drill. I think his last throw went right through the net too. So good for him. But it was a fun day. I think like Ty Simpson, I thought jumped out a little bit. Klubnik was great all week. He had another great day. Murphy was a bounce back day. So many of these guys had strong starts to the drill, and then just it was almost, you almost felt bad for them. They just had nothing left at the end. I thought AJ Duffy was okay. He got super tired at the end, but I thought he did okay. They're kind of, continue that narrative there with him, where he doesn't like completely blow me away with any one thing he does, but he's just pretty steady. So I thought he kind of continued that. And then we'll see how they do in the 7-on-7. But I guess we'll just move into that first, and we can get into the rest of the opening. But so the evening portion of the opening was a 7-on-7. There was a little bit of exhibition, and then they got a little bit of like kind of pool play. I think they are going to seed the teams based on some of the results tonight. But it was really more of an exhibition and just kind of getting everyone into the flow here. We mentioned the quarterbacks. Again, I thought Quinn looked right in his comfort zone in 7-on-7. What did you think of his? He only had like the one. I think every quarterback took like basically a game or a scrimmage. I think they did 4 or 5 of them, and each team has a quarterback do one of those. So Quinn did his at the end. I thought he looked good. What did you think?
I thought he looked great. I mean, I thought I watched every team play every other team, and a lot of teams struggled to score, especially the Cardinal team, which Quinn was on. The defense was led by CJ Hicks and AJ Harris and the like. They were shutting teams down. They weren't able to move the ball into the end zone at all. And Quinn took the team right down the field, scored on that beautiful bomb that we put on Twitter, and I know we'll have down on YouTube as well. And I thought he looked tremendous, and this is really where he shines. He's a gamer. I mean, Quinn Ewers is a gamer. So all this stuff about t-shirts and shorts is great, but when it gets now you're getting into his world, which is quick decisions, getting the ball out of your hand, recognizing who the hot receiver is, and putting the ball in the right spot. And boy, he does all that in abundance, and does it from every possible angle. You're never going to compare him to to Mahomes, just because Mahomes is the best player in football. But boy, he plays the same way. He plays the same style, and I thought he was terrific. And I think that his play makes him one of the favorites to win that for sure, because he's so dynamic, and the offense looked night and day when different than when he was at the helm. He really looked in total control.
Yeah, he moved the team really well. One interesting thing I kind of noticed was, and it gets really tough. I don't think, gosh, you got to be down there to see it. It is so tough sometimes to throw in the red zone. It really, obviously in 11-on-11 football, but even on 7-on-7 football, there's just not much room there. Yeah, he made some nice throws in the red zone. None of his throws were bad. Like even his misses were misses in good spots. Like it wasn't going to be intercepted. Only his guy was going to be able to get it. Those were the types of things that I saw out of him in the 7-on-7. And then so we watch Quinn in 7-on-7, but there was some other stuff going on with the opening. We had the training camp portion right after Elite 11 wrapped up. So it was, I guess mid morning into early afternoon, and AJ Harris ran a 4.5 with a 40-inch vertical. CJ Hicks looked tremendous in drills. Keon Grays kind of did his thing, had a few nice catches in one-on-ones. And then we moved on to 7-on-7 in the evening. And, I know you were watching CJ Hicks a lot. What did you think of Hicks in 7-on-7? Because he was definitely the emotional leader of his defense.
Yeah, he's just so much fun to watch. First of all, he never shuts up. He's talking the whole time. He's talking to the other quarterbacks. He's talking to the other coaches. He's talking to the team. He's firing his teammates up. I mean, he is the alpha out there, and those guys they all follow him. And he's just so much fun to watch. And you can see the chemistry that he has with the other guys, on the team. And he's just the natural leader, and their defense was shut down. They were just locking down other teams. And again, remember, these are the best quarterbacks and receivers in the United States, and they were not giving them a thing. And CJ was having a good time with that, and so it was super entertaining for sure.
I thought it was interesting how well him and AJ Harris were interacting. Obviously, AJ Harris is a 2023 defensive back prospect, one of Ohio State's top targets in that class. They were having a good time together. I maybe don't want to read too much into that, but I'll tell you what, they sure looked comfortable around each other.
Yeah, there's no question. Those two guys have a lot of chemistry together, and they were all over each other doing the whole thing. And like you said, you don't want to read too much into it, but I think I might be reading some. If I was an Ohio State fan, I'd be paying attention to that a lot, because that just has the feeling of a combination that we're going to see on the field for years to come.
Yeah, they both. CJ had an interception. I think AJ Harris had a couple interceptions. They were both making plays. Harris was playing some safety. He was playing some corner. Was lining up all over the place. So the really strong session there from both of those guys. Keon Grays and Quinn Ewers hooked up for a touchdown. They hooked up for a long pass to set up the touchdown that they hooked up on. Grays is interesting. You got to credit Ohio State on this one. They were on him well before the rankings started to kind of catch up. This was a guy was a 3-star when they recruited him, and they recruited him like he was a 5-star. And he's worked his way up the ranking list. The past several months. Again, I don't know that there's one thing that he just. It's not like it's great size. I don't know that he's a 4.3 guy, but man, he's a really good football. He catches everything. He's always open. One-on-ones, they got a little bit of physical with him. He was able to kind of shrug that off, make some tough catches. I don't know. There's just something. There's something about his game that's kind of hard to put into words. He's kind of one of those guys who knows how to get open and play football.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's. I put out a tweet tonight, but he reminds me of Chris Olave. He does a lot of the same things Chris Olave does. He's not physically imposing, but when he glides around the field, he's fast and he's smooth, and like you said, he catches everything. And he doesn't drop at things. He's got tremendous hands, a great catch radius, and he was fun to watch. It's the first time I really had a chance to see him in person and extended action. And he really stands out because he is smooth.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really strong day for all those guys. Wampa, who playing safety in some of these events, doesn't always lend itself to highlights and things like that. He made a few nice plays out there too. So we can't really forget about him either. I know, Ohio, that's obviously Ohio State's kind of top guy at safety right now. Obviously him and Zion Branch are the two guys they're really locked in on. So that was a good start for him. What are you, at this point, we're just one day away. They're going to have the 7-on-7 tournament tomorrow, crown a champion. Going to be about 4-ish hours of competition out there in the morning. what are you, I guess, looking forward to about the day, or, kind of anything you're wanting to see, or any questions you need to be answered, or just kind of general thoughts on wrapping this thing up tomorrow?
Well, I just want to say, because you only got one like real game set of reps, because there's only 4 teams, and they're split. As you said, there were 16, 20 quarterbacks out here. So some teams have 4 and 5. I think that his team's got 5 quarterbacks on it, and so I just want to see more Ewers, because to see him in kind of that pseudo game situation is just it's really fun to watch, and you're watching something really special, and the whole place, everybody, all eyes are on him when he gets out there. You can see, everybody at every field stops and watches, because they want to see the Quinn Ewers show, and I guess that's what I'm looking forward to see. It's a little bit of the Quinn Ewers show tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with the quarterbacks. I think they're probably going to rotate them still a little bit, but probably when it gets to crunch time, they may ride a hot hand. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see how they manage that. I'm sure with the Elite 11 there, the last few days, those guys have thrown a lot of football. So I think they're going to, at least in the early morning, probably keep them as fresh as possible in the early morning, and then maybe they ride the top guy or the hot hand or whatever you want to call it. Once things get super serious there, late morning, early afternoon. So we're looking forward to it. We'll be there. We'll have live coverage. We'll have follow-up coverage. We'll have video. It may take me a week to get through all this video. We're going to have so much more video coming still, even beyond what we've already put up on the YouTube channel. So, go check us out there, youtube.com/Buckeye Scoop for some of the video we're putting up. Obviously, BuckeyeScoop.com, Ask the Insiders board for our members. We're posting updates and answering questions, chatting throughout the day. And, so we'll continue to do that. And we'll do another podcast, a bonus podcast, kind of recapping the final day of the opening. So we appreciate everyone for tuning in. And again, we'll see you tomorrow with more coverage out here from California.